And we're back, ready to sew in the half triangles along the outside border of the blanket. So you can see here I'm starting again on the wrong side of my work. I am going to align my triangle, my half triangle, with the side of the outside edge of the blanket where it's going to be sewn in. And I will start by, again, inserting my needle from the inside toward the outside of the first point on the adjacent motif. Then I'll go ahead and bring my needle back down through the top loop of my triangle just to secure it in place there. Now I'm ready to align the edge of my triangle with the edge of my motif to start doing my whip stitching. So just as with the full triangle, I'm working through the outside loops of the motif and through the end of each row of the triangle, and putting one stitch into each. And as I work my way down here, I can share with you that this is, I think, the 5th or maybe 6th take that I've done for this part of the video. It usually doesn't take me that many takes, but this one had, first of all, me sewing in the wrong direction. That was for starters. And then, of course, my cat wanted to butt in, and she is now locked away in a bedroom for the duration of this video. And then I do my videos sitting at my kitchen table, actually. And in my kitchen, there is a timer that has had a random alarm set for 6:03 p.m. since I have owned the alarm. And at first, I couldn't figure out how to turn it off or how to reset the alarm. And then my kids thought it was funny that every night we had an alarm going off at 6:03. So now that's our 6:03 alarm, but my last take got interrupted by the 6:03 alarm. So this will hopefully be my last take. Anyway, here I am at the end of my triangle edge, and here's my point, my next point on my motif. So that will be my last stitch for this side, and then I'll be ready to start sewing up with my quarter motif here. You might notice in sewing these that they get to be kind of a little bulgy, but that will all be worked out when we work the border. So now that I've done my last stitch on the long side of the triangle, I'm going to take my needle, insert it through the loop that is adjacent to the point on the next motif. So since I'm sewing in this direction, when I say adjacent loop, I mean the one that is outside of the direction where I'm going to be sewing. And this just puts my needle in position to start doing my last row of whip stitches here. So you'll notice that on my motif, I actually have one more stitch than I do on my triangle. And we're going to solve that just by working into the triangle twice. So again, I'm working through my outside loops, doing my whip stitches, always working from the bottom toward the top. And I'll get all the way toward the end here until I run out of stitches on my triangle. And what I'll do is I'll just take my yarn, go through the outside loop of the last stitch of my motif, and I'll go back through the last stitch on the triangle, the outside loop, and then I will be finished. And again, you can go ahead and sew in the yarn end right when you have the needle there. It's the one advantage that I know of when it comes to sewing. And I'll show you here what it looks like on the right side. So you'll notice that it kind of curves in a little bit. And again, that's something that we're going to fix on the border. We're going to add some extra stitches, so we'll have a nice neat edge for the outside border of our triangle. So that's all I have for joining both the full triangles and the half triangles. I hope this video made sense. If not, feel free to bombard me with questions either in the comments or by email. And I will be back soon to show you how to work up the border, and we will be done with our blankets. Thanks so much for watching.